Hey, welcome to the show tonight, guys. Advocates for Justice, Paralegal School. I'm Coach Neighbors, and we got a lot to talk about tonight. But before we get started, I want to apologize for missing you guys last week. I clicked the thing to add YouTube, but for some reason it didn't add YouTube, and I didn't figure it out until I was done. So anyway, we're here tonight, and I was going to talk about some credit card stuff and a bunch of things, but a lot of people have been asking questions about my sister's case. So I gave a little update about it here a day or so ago. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit more clear update on what's going on with her situation. And it's going to take a minute, so we'll just cover that, and then I got a couple of other things on the list that we want to talk about, and I want to leave some room at the end of the stream if someone has questions about how they need to switch their case over to my non-conventional program, or questions about which package you need or whatever. We'll answer those at the end of the show. So let's get started. Tonight, we're going to talk about my sister's case, and then in the end, I'm going to introduce you guys to the new lawsuit. Well, actually, we're updating the credit card lawsuit package, and I think I mentioned that I was going to tell you guys about the sale. So I'm just going to tell you right now, we're going to have a sale next week. I'm in the process of updating that credit card lawsuit package, and I'm going to have a sale, and the sale is going to be $100 off of what is marked right now. So I don't remember what is marked right now. I think it's better for you guys to go check. So you guys that are interested in that, if you are, you're going to need to stay tuned. When I get it finished, I'm just going to post it and mark it down. And I'm hoping that I get to work with the people that keep track and are willing to do whatever it takes, because not everybody is a good fit for my program. So in my sister's case, the attorney filed a motion against sanctions against my sister, and it's like the third one. And we filed a motion to have the sanction motions heard because we sanctioned them twice first. Anyway, so I'm going to kind of go back a little bit to give you guys an update about where we are. And then I'm going to talk about a couple of things that came up last week. So my sister's case, they denied our TRO, our restraining order. They denied our restraining order. And the next day, they had to sell and sold my sister's house. Now, my sister's in judicial, and we have a redemption period of 1 year. Some states have a redemption period. Some states do not. So you're going to have to check and see if you're in this situation, if your state has a redemption period. And what that means is that the new buyer can't take over until the redemption period has elapsed, or at least that's the way it's supposed to be. And their redemption period gives, well, according to them, the redemption period allows you opportunity to get your money together and pay them, even though they can't prove that they made you a loan or have a contract or injured party or none of that stuff. So that's what the redemption period is. So, we were not too worried about that. One of the things that I want to remind you guys too is the restraining order has to be corrected. My restraining order was denied because I had a permanent injunction in there. And apparently there are 2 additional elements that has to be present for the permanent injunction to fit. So the judge dismissed our TRO, and the next day they had a sale. I'm like, how the hell could they do that? Well, when we got the paperwork at the end, what they did was they did a public notification they posted it in on the public record or in the newspaper or something, and then well, they're supposed to still serve us, but we already know they're having a real hard time. They're having a real hard time in this fight. So we got our lawsuit filed. We went ahead and filed the 42 USC 1983 civil rights lawsuit. I adjusted it to state a claim. And, you know, one of the things that they did is when we filed the original lawsuit, well, we filed a couple. The first one we filed in federal court, they claimed that we failed to state a claim. So they filed a motion to dismiss, and we acted pretty quickly. I got on Google, and I learned how to state a claim just like the attorneys do. And then I started making some videos. I think I have four videos now, maybe 5, in the How to State a Claim video playlist on my YouTube channel that teaches you how to state a claim. All of the people that invested in my program before I learned this need to state a claim, and it's pretty easy to do. Just go to my YouTube channel and take a look at the video while I walk you through all of the steps. So what we did was I done some research on amending the claim, because that's what we did, and they were whining about all these rules and stuff. And so I went to the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. That's where the rules are that you need to know. And if the rules don't match what's in the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, they're local rules that they made up and pulled them out of their nose. My legal team thought I was going to say something else. Oh yeah, you guys might see I painted myself today. I've been doing manual labor, so if you see white paint on me, I have not been the Michael Jackson doctor. Okay. Okay, sorry. Let me stay focused. So that video, How to State a Claim, is in the How to State a Claim playlist. I suggest that you guys take a look at that. And all of you guys who are doing this pro se, you need to go and look at that video on how to state a claim. It's really simple. The Federal Rules of Civil Procedure is where you go to figure out what the rules are for amending. And what I found when I went to the rules, I read the whole thing. And when I got down to the bottom, there was a little, I think it was F or G or something. It was a little section about a supplemental pleading. I said, I've never heard of that. I wonder what that is. Usually if it's something you never heard of, attorneys don't use, it's probably good. So I started doing some research on a supplemental pleading. And a supplemental pleading is something that you use when you're adding a party or adding counts. And you can do it anytime, as long as what you're adding was connected to the main reason why you're here in the first place. So that opened the door for me. So what we did was we added the attorney that's representing the attorney that we're suing. The attorney that's representing the attorney that we're suing is not a federal attorney, doesn't have a federal license, and can't represent his fellow employee. It's considered pro se representation. So yeah, we complained about it, but no one seems to care. But that's small potatoes. So so we added the attorney that's representing the attorney to our 42 USC 1983 civil rights lawsuit. And when we did that, we also added the lady, the attorney's wife, whose name is on the property that we claimed in our counterclaim. We added her back because the judge moved her off of we added her back, and then we objected to the judge's decision, and it was a magistrate judge, and the magistrate judge don't have jurisdiction to be in your face without a signed consent from all parties. So we jammed up the magistrate judge, and then we recused the magistrate judge for helping them, for trying to help them anyway. And then once we did that, then the real judge, if you will, came on, and she was real grumpy. I mean, she was grumpy. You can read her stuff. You could tell she was real grumpy. And she said we was asking for a lot of money. So we took that as a hint, and this time we didn't ask for 20 million. We only asked for 3.5. Oh, no, we only asked for 3.5. But we added the lady back, and we also added the attorney to stop the case. Well, think about it. Our goal is not to go before the judge because we already know the judge is already trying to help them. So our goal is to keep punching them in the face. I can say that, right? I think I can say that. No, I can't say that. Our goal is stay in court and stay in the ring with these people and get on the record what you need in the end. Now, I had a call today from Rosa, and I don't remember where she's from, but she's from Georgia, and she's fixing to get some stuff done. And I talked with her a little bit. We talked about how you remove the eviction process over to federal court. Now, generally, you would move it to state court, but if you're looking at the 10-day process, you don't have time. Once you get it into federal court, once you get your title dispute filed, your lawsuit filed in federal court, then you can use the removal document to remove the case out of eviction court over to federal court. You can move everything out of eviction court over to federal court. And what you're doing is you're going to use that as your evidence, because now it's not about whether you made any payments or whether or not the bank made you a real loan or none of that. Now it's about them violating your rights with their process and procedures. The foreclosure statute it's not a valid law. It's not a valid law because it doesn't have the three elements that the state constitution and the federal constitution mandate must be present in order for something to be a valid law. And I'm just going to save you guys the time. It doesn't have an enacting clause, it doesn't have a title, or it doesn't have a body. Those things are critical for something to be considered a valid law. And statutes and codes do not have them. So, and we won't even talk about the non-judicial process. I mean, that's so illegal. You're supposed to have an opportunity to be in court before they take your stuff, but they don't do that because people don't realize the non-judicial process, in my opinion, from what I studied, the non-judicial process was put on the books for attorneys to have a way to process foreclosure when people pack up and leave. And then they just started using them for everybody because we don't know shit. That's just pretty much it. But we learning. So what we did, we went ahead and we filed a supplemental pleading. We added the attorney to it. We added account. We added account of real estate deed fraud. Yeah. Oh man, that made it hot. Real estate deed fraud, because that's what they did when your state constitution mandates that. The statute mandates that for transformed property, that property is supposed to be delivered. The deed is supposed to be delivered to the new property owner in order for the property conveyance to be legal, and that's not what happened. So what happened was they registered your deed in their office. They did what they call their constructive delivery. They registered your deed in their office, and once your deed was registered in the office, that allowed them to put the first illegal lien against your property. And a lot of people don't know what the first illegal lien was. So I'm just going to help those people who don't know. The first illegal lien was the mortgage lien. And the reason why it was illegal, here's the reason why it was illegal. The reason why it was illegal because, okay, think about this. If several people own property, all of the owners would have to show up to sign a lien against that property, right? I'm just answering myself since I can't see you guys. So yeah, all of the people have to show up to sign that lien. So the fact that the alleged lender, accepted your signature on the mortgage lien proves that you owned it already. And then once your property was, and this is the other problem that you're going to have. So we like to take care of both of these problems. Once your property gets registered and they put this illegal lien against it and force you to make all these payments, and the lien thing, the property deed is really important. It's really critical because here's the thing, and I'm just going to ask this as a question because I don't know. And I know that them fools on Facebook, the attorneys on Facebook, have been trying to jam me out because I told them that I could teach people how to stop foreclosure without an attorney, even though we're doing it. But here's the thing with that. The rules, if they don't follow the rules, they're violating they're obstructing the administration of justice. So that's one of the things that you guys got to keep in mind. When you do the supplemental pleading, you add a count to it. We added real estate deed fraud because that's what they did when they didn't deliver your deed to your house as mandated by the law. And not only do they allow the illegal lien to be put against it, it also allows them to reclassify your property for the sole purpose of taxation. And then they start property taxes and all of that. So my question is this. If you got control of your property deed and it's not registered in their office and your information is not in their computer database, and I don't know, I'm asking this as a question. If your deed is not in their office and they don't have your information, if your deed was at your house or stored in the bank someplace in a fireproof box or whatever, could the lender prove that you have a mortgage loan if they don't have access to your deed? I don't know. I'm just asking you guys. Let me know what you think. Now, if there's people here show up, you guys leave a comment so I can see who's here. Because it works out really well when I have a sale. If you missed the sale and you ask me later about it after the sale's over, and you're one of the people that come to my stream regularly and say stuff, even if it's, hey, well, you're going to get more consideration than the people who sit around until the last minute and don't come to the stream or don't know any of the stuff that they should be knowing in order to take care of this problem. So it's a good idea to check in and say, hey, coach, what's up? So I can see that you're here. And I'm going to put my website across the screen and the bottom. So anybody interested in checking out what we have to offer for this problem, you can head over to my website at winningcourtnow.com and check out what we got going on. Got a new mic, so I hope I'm sounding better. Okay, hey Nikki, nice to see you in the house. You know, I don't, so Nikki, it's interesting that you said that because you're absolutely right. I think you're right. I don't really say it, but I just throw it out there and ask as a question because they don't like the way I talk. So I just ask it as a question. If they, and people call me or people message me all the time and they're like, oh no, it's not property tax. Oh no, it's not foreclosure. Oh no, no, dude, it's the same damn thing. It's the same thing, okay? They're trying to get control of your property. They already have control of your deed. Now, here's something that most people don't realize. The real person that's coming after, the real corporation that's trying to steal your property is the state. That's the way I see it. You follow the signatures. The state is the one that's in control of your deed through a real estate deed fraud because they didn't give it to you. The state is the one that licensed all these sub corporations that beat you down. You know which ones I'm talking about? The county recorder's office, the tax assessor, the tax surveyor, the tax. Yep. All of those offices are licensed by the state, and they get paid by the state. And that is the main reason when you move your case over to federal court, and the federal court looks at that pile of poop, and they know they're going to try everything they can to get you out of their face. And you just need to tell them, look, dude, the state court judge has a conflict of interest because the state is the one that's in control of my property because they have my property deed, and they're just trying to run me off of their property. I mean, my property. It depends on which side of the fence you're looking at it, because on their side of the fence, you're on their damn property because they have the deed. And that's pretty much the way that goes. So what I tell people is, if you get them backed into the corner, or when you get them backed into the corner, the 20 million, the 5 million, or whatever, there's no money. There was no money involved in it. Except the money they extorted out of you with their scheme. That money was involved, but there's no money in the deal. At the end of the day, in my opinion, in my program, your main goal is stay in your house. Stay in your house. So when they ask for a continuance, we send them an email. Hey, guys, this could go away. This could go away. This is all we need. I need my deed delivered to me as mandated by the state law. I need my information removed from their computer base. I need you guys to call the credit reporting agency and correct the lies that you people told them. And I don't know if you want somebody to go to jail. And my sister was really nice. The first time when the judge terminated the foreclosure, she dropped the lawsuit against my better judgment, but she's a lot nicer than me. Well, she was nicer than me. She was nicer than me. So now, she picked it back up, and now we got them back in the corner. And when they let you know that they need some extra time, that's a good time to send them, hey, if you guys just give me my stuff here, we can make this go away, because I'd like to go sit down. But I don't know how. Nikki says she read something about the homeowner being a tenant. That's the way they like to do it. Well, it's not really because the county holds the deed. Well, it kind of is, but what happens is, if you don't have your shit together when you go into eviction court, then you get jammed up. And when the 10 days start, okay, now everybody wants to file an appeal. Well, if you didn't object to anything, you don't have any reason to appeal. And your attorneys will tell you, oh, yeah, we'll appeal. All they're doing is running your ass out of time. That's all they're doing, running you out of time, because there's nothing to appeal. So what they do is, after the judge rules that you need to get the hell off the property, then to stay and do an appeal or do anything, they make you get a bond. And I don't know, from where I'm sitting, that bond is rent. They're making you pay rent. That's pretty much it. And then once that happens, then you're Nikki, you're considered kind of a tenant because you're paying rent. And you're only going to be paying rent for a few days. People file an appeal, and then they think that everything's going to stop while they're appealing. And no, that's not the way these crooks do it. So the best thing to do if you're facing this situation, the eviction situation, and when it pertains to foreclosure, the best thing to do is to file your claim in federal court. Add the judge and the state and the players, like we have in the instructional video, add them all to it and file it in federal court. And once you get a file stamp copy of your lawsuit, your federal lawsuit, I would attach it to the removal document as an exhibit. And you want to head the removal document for state court, or you can even do a judicial notice. I like doing judicial notices because you're just letting the court know administrative facts. You're not asking the court to do anything, and so the attorneys aren't supposed to get in the middle of it or try to answer to it or whatever. But they usually do with my stuff because it plucks a nerve, and they get really mad when people bring fire to the table. So that's the reason that works out like that, Nikki, because they turn you into the tenant right before they kick you out. They get you to pay a bond, and that you don't get that money back at the end of. They're keeping all your money. They want it all. I'm just saying. Okay, so we add the attorney and the wife back on there, the wife to the attorney, and you guys remember the foreclosing statute is not a valid law, and the judge is getting paid by the state, and the state is the one that's in charge of your deed and doing all of this. Yeah, the state is the one. The attorneys moved to dismiss my sister's supplemental pleading a little early, and they sent out their stuff and everything, but then the judge accepted it, and so that threw a wrench in their program. But he accepted it, but he took the lady off. So yeah, we had a problem with that, and so we jammed the judge up. Now, I think a couple of things. One thing is the people that were fighting and they sold their stuff anyway. I think that crap happened because they did the public notice and they didn't tell you about it. That's how now it's not supposed to if you got pending litigation or whatever, but we all know how this thing is rolls. So they're so used to doing whatever they want, and their whole process is illegal. In the non-judicial foreclosure, they tell you there's no case number, there's no case. That is such BS. My sister's foreclosure, on the front page, down at the very bottom, there was a barcode stamped on it. And my opinion is that barcode references her house in their administrative file. And I say that because here's the thing. If you're in a non-judicial foreclosure and they tell you, hey, we're going to sell your house on the sheriff's steps in 30 days if you don't pay. Well, how could they do that if they don't already have a file? And they do. In 30 days, they sell it. Now, I tell people that stopping the sale is not the most important thing. The most important thing is having a game plan, a strategy to block the eviction process. That's the most important thing. And usually if you have that in place, you're going to stop the sale too. But the reason I say that is because if you don't have your shit together, you can stop the sale or jam the sale up because say you filed your lawsuit against them or whatever, against the parties or whatever, but you didn't stop the state court eviction process. So if you stop the sale from going through by jamming them up and you don't stop the eviction court process, they're going to go into a stall timeout mode and go sit the hell down and put all your stuff in a basket on the table because all they need is 10 days. Yep. The judge is having a baby. This is his first baby. Coronavirus for the 16th time. Okay, I'm just saying. They will come up with all kind of excuses of why your stuff's sitting on the basket over there because they know you're in the 10-day eviction basket. That's what I call it. That's what I call it, a 10-day eviction basket. So you need to make sure that you add the state court judge and the attorney to now what we did in my sister's case is we added them to their own lawsuit. Yep. We added them in a counterclaim that we filed in their case. We filed a counterclaim in their case, but we added the judge, the state court judge, and the attorney to the counterclaim as plaintiffs. I had a guy call me. He's like, I'm confused. No, dude, stay with me. Keep it simple. You can add them to their own stuff. And that's what we did. We added the judge and the attorney in the counterclaim, and that jammed up everything. And then the one attorney, we included his house, his personal assets, and so. And the judge didn't want us to do it that terminated the case, but the attorneys kept on acting like they had the right to sell it anyway. It's the damnedest thing. The attorney is whining in all of his plea. The judge, we got the judgment, blah, blah, blah. But they don't mention one time that the judge is being sued right now. The case is still in litigation, or that the case was terminated and we didn't get the proper crap to keep doing that. Oh, don't mention none of that. I don't know why. Skipped his head. He forgot all about that. Now, there are a lot of restrictions for amending, and that's why I, was looking for some other way to handle this problem and keep it out of the judge's off the judge's desk. Make sure he don't want it on the desk. Now, once we got the 42 U.S.C. 1983 Civil Rights package filed and the people got served, the judge's attorney contacted my sister to see if she would oppose to their request for an extension of time to answer the supplemental pleading. Because remember, they answered real quick because they thought the judge was going to throw it out, but he didn't. I don't know why. I was expecting him to throw it out too. So that's why we got the other lawsuit ready to go. And so we got that. It's been filed now maybe a week and a half. And my sister hasn't heard, we haven't heard anything from them. So, and the attorneys were dodging their process server. So that was kind of funny. But the attorneys get, whenever you file something in federal court, the attorneys automatically get an email. So I know they already seen it, but they're going to act like they don't know what the hell's going on until they get served. And we got them served. So the attorneys filed their third motion for sanctions against my sister for ignoring the state court judge and fighting the foreclosure process. I'm like, oh my God, these people are freaking crazy. So my sister filed her demand to strike the attorney's pleading, and we also demanded the judge order the attorney to hire legal counsel licensed to practice law in federal court, because he don't have a license, and now he's a party to the case. So as a party to the case, he can't continue filing stuff pro se. Yep. So we're going to see how that goes. And now they have two lawsuits up in their face. They're getting punched. I can say it right. Now they have two lawsuits up in their face. I can say that, right? Okay, yeah, I can say that. They got two lawsuits up in their face. And I'm just waiting to see how they want to try to get out of the 42 U.S.C. 1983 Civil Rights package. We learned a lot since, my sister's thing started, her foreclosure started at judicial. It started in 2019. Yeah, we in the ring getting it done. Yeah, they punched us in the face, but we're still here. Next week, I'm going to cover the credit card lawsuit package. I'll have it finished and the updates to it. I'm going to put it on sale when I get it finished, and you guys will have to. I'm going to reduce the price $100, only for a week. So you guys need to remember. Now, I'm going to start the sale next week when I finish upgrading the package. So I'm not going to make another post about it or say anything else about it. I'm just going to do it. And then the people who come back and check are the ones that are going to be the lucky ones, because I like to have people who are getting stuff done and willing to take action and get rolling. I don't really have time for people who drag their feet. And not everybody is a good fit for my program. So I had some people complain that I yelled that I yelled at them. And those are the people that drag their feet and don't get the stuff done like they're supposed to be getting done. So I take it a little personal, I guess. I don't know. You call it whatever you want. I don't like to lose, and I don't like to get punched in the face. So if you take my stuff down there and they punch you in the face and you start crying, I'm gonna feel like we're losing, and that's not good. So if I'm pretty sure I don't have anybody that got the shit done that's grumpy with how things roll. And people need to understand I'm a coach. I'm not your mama or your daddy. You know, I don't care about the drama. I don't care about the drama. And I've had people tell me that, maybe I should, dude, I'm here to help you do something. Okay. And it's not, like me. I mean, it's nice if you do, but the goal is to keep you in your house. That's it. And whatever we need to do that, if you're not ready to do that, you should not be in my program. So that's all I want to say about that. I like people that are willing to do whatever it takes. Now, you guys make sure you click on those ads, because my doggy likes to eat a lot of steak. Let me see if she'll come here, puppy. See if she'll come over and say hi to us. Come up here and say hi. Come on. You want to say hi? There you go. Can you see yourself? See yourself right there? She says, yeah, I think I can see myself, but I don't know. Can I talk? She's looking around. I didn't know about this big office thing. Can I talk? Okay. You want to get down now? Okay, come on. There you go. So you guys click on those ads so you can help me feed my puppy. My puppy likes to eat a lot of steak. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's my dog Portia. We're training her to be a service dog, so she gets to go everywhere. Thank you. She looks like me. Okay, never mind. Okay, so you had a question about the notice of claim letter. Did you serve them using a carrier, or did we take it to the county? The notice of claim letter, I think my sister served them. Well, we didn't do the notice of claim letter because we were too far down the road, so we didn't have time for that. So we just went ahead and served them, because we're learning how to cut to the chase. That's what we're doing here. We learn how to cut to the chase, because we don't need to go to a bunch of hearings and do a bunch of crap and do all that stuff. All they're doing is sizing you up to figure out a way to beat you down. So we like to go in talking about stuff they don't want to talk about. That's the best way to do it. So that is about all I've got to talk about tonight. I want you guys to make sure you ring the bell and subscribe to my channel, so that YouTube will know I'm bringing fire to the table. And I will see you guys next week. I'll have a video that I'll be posting on Tuesday or Wednesday. And that video may have something in it about the new package that we're updating, that we're going to put on sale. So if you have their credit card buttheads up in your face, I can say buttheads, right? I can say buttheads. They're saying no, but I can say it anyway. If you have them up in your face for a credit card situation, illegal credit card situation, we'll talk about that in more depth next week. But I wanted to cover this tonight. So thank you guys for sharing your time with me. See you in the next live stream.